I want to give a huge thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. Therapy isn't something to run away from, it's a vessel to run towards. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and it's 100% online, so break out your comfies. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time. Anytime. And schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. No more fumbling to get a session on the calendar. You schedule based on when the time is right for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. Therapy changed my life for the better, pun intended. And with BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Rocky. That's betterhelp.com/Rocky. If I may quote Aubrey Graham himself,
Now y'all saw my bum bum bilam bum bum bum. Now you're tempted to touch.
Last week, Drake attempted to break the internet with his little Drake. It's fun to call big penises little, because comparatively, they are little. Think about how big the planet is. He's just got an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dotted peenie. At least I hope those were polka dots. In the scale of the world, it was little. In the scale of our world, it's big. Drake, or someone who got this video of Drake stroking himself looking like Winnie the Pooh, all top, no bottom, has showed us what his package looks like. I'm not much for dick pics. I'm not much for dick vids. I'm more inclined to go for a 3D version. Or you can send me the eggplant emoji on the other end of a Venmo transaction. Those I like. But I want to teach you a valuable lesson here. Embrace change. I liked the video. The video had me in my feelings. Maybe up until this point of my life, I hadn't seen the right dick pic. Maybe previous angles were wrong. For the record, I know it's not about the size of the prize, rather the motion of the ocean. The world's biggest dong is worthless if he's up there drilling like Bob the Builder, or worse, starting a campfire with your labia. And though I'm intrigued by the Drake stroke video, listen, I'm not watching the video every day, but I did see it. People were surprised by Aubrey the elephant. Some people said, yeah, it's big, but does he know how to even use it? In my heart of hearts, I think he does. I think if Drake was bad at sex, he would have to pay off women to not say he was bad at sex. He would go broke. So that's why I think he knows what he's doing. Would I personally open up the garden hose that is Drake? I don't know. I like my lungs. That thing will puncture your lungs. And you know what? It would damage my liver. Drake's not going to be out here slapping my liver into next week. YOLO, no go. Drake would get that thing inside me, and before you know it, he'd be knotted up in my spinal cord like a landline telephone wire. Sit down, sir. No one wants to get hurt. That thing looks like an ostrich harboring a secret. After watching that video, I checked out a specialty doctor. I was trying to figure out if it was expensive to get your organs raised. Turns out it is. If it's on Drake's tab, then raise these organs. I take back everything I already said. I think it's safe to say a lot of us will be thinking about Drake in a different way for a long time. But what I want to know is, would you rather sleep with Drake one time and have it be the best night of sex in your entire life, and you're allowed to tell and share with anybody? Or have him put out a song as timeless as the motto? Y'all don't get it, do ya?
Duh.
Welcome to the Rocky Rundown, where you get to learn a little bit about my week. Party God Squad, hello. Did you have a good week? I sure hope so. If you didn't have a good week, I want you to close your eyes. Once you close your eyes, all you can see up in front of you are crystal clear blue waters as far as the day is long. Your feet are up, relaxing. It's the perfect temperature outside, gentle ass breeze on your skin, and your drink of choice is hitting every spot. Life is good. All right, snap out of it. I'm not Deepak fucking Chopra. And this isn't a meditation podcast. We got business to attend to. Did you know you can just go into a random art gallery and look at the art and then become a fan of said art, and then all of a sudden you know a bunch of artists? Well, I just discovered that. Call me late to the game or tell me welcome to the party. But either way, I'm staying. I love art now. I was staring at these paintings and they were so original and they made me feel and think, and I want to show the world this art. It felt like really cool and cultured. I know art never left, but this is a cool activity to do. It's a free activity to do unless you buy the art. I'm not even talking about huge museums either. I'm talking regular galleries. Finding these art galleries will be my new personality. Beyonce has country music and Rocky has art galleries. Look at that. Everyone can be innovative. How about that halftime show, huh? I saw someone online say if you didn't illegally download your music from LimeWire, then you cannot have an opinion on it. And my opinion of that is I agree with that opinion. Usher gave it 800 ways till Sunday. He had Lil Jon, he had Ludacris, Alicia Keys, her, Jermaine Dupri, aka Lep from the Hood. When Jermaine Dupri came on stage, I got excited because I've always wanted to answer some riddles 3. Jermaine's a big fan of the Party God Squad, so I can say that. Yes, I've never met him, but I can tell we'd be friends. And I still wasn't at the after party, so I'm just hating from the sidelines. My goal is Super Bowl halftime after party. And if I have to dress like a colonial woman to match Jermaine Dupri as entry, well, hear ye, motherfuckers. All those celebrities that joined Usher on stage, I haven't seen them in a minute. Not that they have to be in our faces 24/7. They gave us hit after hit years ago. They are allowed to go chill in the hills for however many years they like. But I do wonder, what is a day in the life of a semi-retired Ludacris look like? Maybe a fantasy. Weirdest commercial of the night goes to the Hobby Lobby God First commercial. He gets us, was their tagline. And I have to say, I beg to differ if you're talking about baby Jesus. And by the way, when I say baby Jesus, I'm referring to 33-year-old Jesus. 33 is a youth, whole lives ahead of them. I don't think baby Jesus does get it. He doesn't get your family, Hobby Lobby. You're billionaires. He was a sandal-wearing ass socialist. And with all that money you spent on those commercials, you could have built a whole rehabilitation center, a community with swimming pools and apartments and chefs and meals making every night right on Skid Row, bro. But what did you do, Hobby Lobby? You made an AI-generated commercial that was vague, first of all, and extremely foot-forward. I think that commercial was the soft launch for normalizing foot commercials on primetime TV. People are really into feet. We know this. There's a huge market for it, but it's an underbelly market. What if it was in the mainstream? Commercials on primetime TV. That is what I think Hobby Lobby's message was. How about this? Instead of wasting an ad spot for what could have been a funny commercial starring a, you guessed it, huge celebrity, they're all starring huge celebrities these days. How about you use that money to clothe people, house people, and don't make some foot fetish washing our neighbors' feet commercial? Nah, thanks. Every time they showed the celebrities in their boxes, I got this weird feeling. It was almost surreal. In America, if you're well-known and wealthy, you go to the Super Bowl. You don't miss the Super Bowl. Everything in the country stops for it. I've scoured the internet and I've looked around. I cannot find the number to call to get them to extend the halftime show. I mean, it is too short. Usher was saying like one line from every song. It was fire. It was great, but I just could have watched Usher all night. He was a literal force. Usher has been famous since I was 8 years old. And in my 4th grade class, I would sell bootleg Usher Raymond tapes to my classmates for $8. They bought them too. He has a song called Nice and Slow. Ever heard of it? And he says, and I quote, "They call me USHERRAYMOND." My first thought hearing that line is, long nickname. My second was, of course they call you USHERRAYMOND. You're the fucking man. Use every letter of your name and we will say it nice and slow. U for Usher in underwear. That's right, he's the new model for a brand I won't freely endorse without a bodysuit in the mail, Keeks. If you haven't synced it, Google it. Usher in undies. S is for stamina. A Vegas showman. Song after song, hit after hit, year after year. He's making 45 look like 40 fine. I know we're all thinking, I've got work, I've got errands. Who's got the time, the energy, the money, the help to have a body like Usher? Sure, you're right. So don't try to be like Usher, because there can only be one. H is for hot damn. You saw the gyrating. E is for evolutionary. To have a career like Usher has, you have to evolve. You cannot keep it fresh for 27 years on top in entertainment without evolving. Evolving while the whole world stands by to judge and make comments and say their opinions. The whole world watching you is not easy. Try it. And he's managed to do it with class, with grace, and with hit after hit. R stands for ridiculous. Because that body, that mind, that face, those dance moves, is ridiculous. The second R stands for obviously. A, ally to women. He once made a whole song stating that he didn't mind if his girl was a stripper. A lot of exotic dancers aren't getting that kind of support from their men. Usher understood the assignment, and he also understood that she needed to get her paper, and he would simply appreciate it if at the end of her shift she would come home to him. Now that's a gentleman. Y stands for yeah, yeah, yeah. Get me. Yeah is like Pringles. Once you pop, the fun don't stop. Yeah as in yeah. The pop, hip hop, rap, line dance, if you will, that transcends time and space. I know someone whose identity I will keep a secret, but this person doesn't know any Usher songs. And that's okay. This fact hasn't impacted their life negatively. However, the one song they do know is Yeah. And I quote, I know the Yeah Yeah song. To manage to duck Usher for 27 years, but know the Yeah song is a skill I'll say only Usher has. M. M stands for Moves Like Michael. Where was Adam Levine when we needed him to record that little ditty? Usher wore one glove that was an homage to MJ. And the people who say he's copying Michael, he's biting his style. Hey pal, big guy, buddy, chill. People can be innovators and also pay homage to the giants who walked before them, who paved the way. Plus, Usher and MJ were friends. They knew each other. Google it. O stands for Oh My God. Not me thinking Jermaine Dupri was will.i.am for the first 6 minutes. To be fair, from the neck up, JD was giving a real will.i.am futuristic look. N is for nobody remembers he was the DJ in the movie She's All That, but I do. Lastly, D. D is for the D. Usher spent all that time gyrating for us, and unlike Drake, who gave up the milk for free, no complaints, Drizzy. If Usher did that, the backlash would have been different. Usher keeps it a mystery while we stand there with our tongues out. Usher, I've heard, is a fan of the pod, so I apologize and you're welcome for objectifying you. You're the king of R&B, Usher. Reign supreme, baby. And congratulations. Happy Valentine's Day to all that observe. A couple tips to keep your Valentine's Day happy. If you're in a relationship, don't compare your relationship to other people's. A lot of the things you see online on Valentine's Day will be fabricated. There'll be some extra spice on the posts. No matter what's going on in that couple's life, all that matters is what's going on between you and your partner. And comparison is the thief of joy. So celebrate your relationship. If you can't celebrate Valentine's Day with your partner on Valentine's Day, make any day your Valentine's Day. Remember, it's a made-up holiday. If you're single, do whatever the fuck you want. Don't be reckless, don't text an ex or go on Tinder, but treat yourself to a you day. You deserve it. And if you're not in a relationship and you want to be, just relax. It'll come. And if you're in a relationship and you don't want to be, get out. Make a plan, you'll figure it out. It's way better than being with someone you're unhappy with. If you're in a situationship and you don't like it, Halloween's in October. Don't be a ghost. Respect people enough to value their time and energy. And if you're poly or non-monogamous, go wild, baby. The day is your oyster. That brings us to Rocky's highest thoughts, my most stoned thoughts of the week. Number 1, I went to the grocery store. Under the influence of cannabis, of course. I like to think of myself as a pretty present person, cognizant of what's going on. However, I looked up and my payment was paid for. I had no recollection of tapping my phone. I looked down at the receipt and the credit card number didn't match my Apple Pay number. I freaked out. This is awesome. Who paid for me? Did someone tap when I wasn't looking? Turns out I did tap. I was just so stoned I forgot. Wow. Number 2, where is my old MySpace? Where is it? At this point, I would trade my Facebook for my old MySpace in a heartbeat. How do we recover old MySpaces? And number 3, in the year 2024, if you're too cool for school, that's a good thing. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. You can follow me at Wild Nights with Rocky on TikTok and Instagram, at Wild Nights Pod on Twitter. You can subscribe to the show on YouTube if you want to watch past extended interviews with guests, or if YouTube's just more your jam. A big thank you and a future thank you to everyone who's written and everyone who will write a review when this episode is over. It really does make a difference. And until next time, stay wild.
It's a